Now that they are unclumped, then they can flow better in the small arteries called arterioles, and in the capillaries, and the small veins called venules, right? So this, and also the EFT also does one thing very special. You know, our heart, in our body, the heart's role is to pump blood out, right? But is there another pump pumping the blood back? Ta-da! Right? Have you ever thought about that? Yeah, there's only blood being pumped out. There's no pump sending the blood back in. That's one I want you to think. Number two, since the blood is moved through a pumping system, whenever the heart pumps, then the blood will be moving fast. Right. But when the heart is not pumping, the heart is pump, then it has to relax. And pump, relax, pump, relax. What happens when it's relaxing? There's no blood flow. Okay? So there is blood flow, but at a much slower rate. That's why your blood pressure is, the blood pressure of pumping is systolic, but when the heart relaxes, is it zero or not? No. If it's zero, then no flow. Now you understand the meaning why the blood pressure, the two figures, the bottom one is never zero. Right? The heart is relaxing, but it's not zero. Meaning, even though it's relaxing, some pressure is maintained. So there is flow. Otherwise, kita berdiri sekejap gelap, sekejap cerah, sekejap gelap, sekejap got blood, stop, got blood, stop. Okay. But you know that this flow goes and then slow down. You know, when you cut an artery, you can see you spurt come out, spurt. But when you cut a vein, it does not happen. It does not spurt. It's true or not? It just trickles out. Okay. So the pressure in the arteries, right, follows what's in the heart. That's why when you check the blood pressure, actually you're checking the pressure in the arteries, so you get the reading. Right? But the fact that there's a difference in the reading means there's different pressure. There's also different flow during the two phases. Okay. So what's so special about electric field therapy? So the further away from the heart, and as the blood vessels start getting down and down and down and down and down, it's more critical, right? It's more critical that the cells get the blood flow all the time, not sekejap ada, sekejap tak ada. Alright? Outside here, closer to the heart is fast and slow, fast and slow, fast and slow. But where it matters, right, where the blood is being distributed to the cells cannot sekejap ada oksigen, sekejap tak ada, or sekejap high oxygen, sekejap low, sekejap high, sekejap low. You want to have high oxygen all the time. Right? For that to happen right at the end of the passage, right? The small artery is called arteriole. It has small smooth muscles, right? And the time that the heart is relaxing, that the pressure is lower and the flow is slower, the small muscles in the arteriole, it helps push. You get my picture? All right. Right now, if you just rely on the heart, the flow will be high, low, not zero, but still low. Right? But the smooth muscle in the arterioles, during the low time, it helps push forward so that it maintains like this. In your capillaries, those who are healthy, the flow is quite maintained. And guess what? EFT, increase arterial endothelial muscle activity, improves flow from intermittent to smooth. Alright? So this is some of the ways how this therapy helps to improve health. So the result of better flow, better oxygen supply availability because of the non-clumping of the red blood cell, and also, okay, because the red blood cells now are just single and not clumped, they also can move faster with the help of the arterial muscle. So there's definitely increased circulation. End result, you have increased oxygen in the capillaries, which means better oxygen in the cells and the tissues. Oops. Okay, this is just a picture to show the difference between clumped and unclumped red blood cells. So this is the clumped red blood cells, and they form stacks called rolae. So not only then the surface area that's sticking to one another is not available for oxygen exchange. One. Number two, then they form one big lump. How to go through capillaries? Right? But this, if I were to do a checking on all of you here, assuming you've not sat on the EFT, then 3/4, right, 75 to 90% will have lots of this, especially after a meal, and especially if you're typical Malaysian, taking a typical Malaysian meal, especially if kenal rojak, laksa and all the goody stuff. Okay, with all the cholesterol, all the oils, macam-macam kita makan will make the sticking even worse.
So what will the sticking do to the body?
Sorry, what?
The rule, what does it cause to the body? Does it harm the body?
Oh, well, the main effect is that oxygen, right, cannot be transferred from the lungs to the cells because of this. The role of the red blood cell is to absorb oxygen, carry oxygen to the cells. Right? This oxygen can only come through its surface. Right? So when you have two coins, right? You just see that two coins, you have two sides. You put the coins side by side, right? The two coins together, the two coins apart, you have four sides. Two coins side by side together, now only two sides. You close two sides. Understand? So two red blood cells have four sides. Two red blood cells clumping together only have two sides. You multiply that, how many? You look at here. How many here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should have 14 sides to absorb oxygen. How many sides had that now? Two only. Right. How the longer the stack, the worse is the situation, because all wasted. Understand? Yes. Okay, this is what stacking, the problem is stacking. But for many of us, this is a major problem in our blood because of unhealthy lifestyle, food, and it contributes to tiredness. And because oxygen tak sampai, you breathe oxygen, but the red blood cells are not doing their job because they cannot. They're all sticking together. Right? So not only do they carry little oxygen because of the stacking, they also move very sluggishly, slowly because they are too big. Right? They all get jammed at the small capillaries. So for this reason, right, it is very important to have this kind of picture, and EFT can help this.